Good evening, vinyl community. North Carolina vinyl picker here on a Sunday night. Last night was going to do the show, but we had the big auction in the VC, and I won a record, and so I decided to go ahead and move it to Sunday night to do the show. And Rachel gave me a big shout out this morning, and I gained 20 subs. So I want to thank all those new subscribers to the channel. And at the end, if you make sure you ring the bell on them, so that way there we know whenever I have a new show coming out. I have a lot of things to show. We'll start off with some small vinyl pieces. We'll get into the CDs, and then I'll show you the LPs. It's been a real busy week. I bought quite a bit of stuff, and got more coming up next week. I got a couple trips I want to take next week in the local area, and find some more goodies to bring to the table to share with y'all going forward. And then I'm also working on a psychedelic show that I'm going to show a bunch of psych records. That's going to be on Tuesday night. I'll be showing those psychedelic records that I have in my collection. I pulled out a few for a contest for Dave, but I'm going to go ahead and show probably about 30 or 40 records Tuesday night, psychedelic items. So let's get right into it. We got some 45s here that I found. This one here from Parliament, George Clinton, on Casablanca Records. You're a fish, I'm a water sign, from the Booty Affair. Yeah, found that. And that was 25 cents. A lot of people that are into Funkadelic. This one here's a good oldie. A lot of you people out there will know. From the 70s, Signs, Everywhere Signs, 5-man electrical band. And I believe they were a Canadian band from what I hear. It was a big hit up in Canada, and it was a big hit here in the States too. This would have been when I was in high school, or probably junior high. Got the chance to get a nice copy of Olivia Newton-John, Heart Attack. Came with the picture sleeve. So that was nice. Continuing on with my Olivia Newton-John 45s that I'm trying to collect them. Then I was at a record store earlier in the week, and I got a couple of nice posters that I'm going to put up, and then once I get them up, I'll show y'all. And one of them is they're both jazz posters, so I was kind of jazzed about getting them. And the guy said they came from a German guy who came to the States and moved his family here, and that he decided to liquidate a lot of his stuff that he'd brought with him and got rid of. So the posters were from Germany, and these are really cool looking. I want to get them framed, and I'm going to put them up here in my in the room. But he said, I told him, I said I like a lot of different kinds of music, a lot of Canterbury prog. I asked him if he had these are the list. If you're out there, anybody that's in YouTube land that catches this video, let me know if you have seen any of these records in the wild, or if you have a copy you want to get rid of. The first one, Bill Bruford's on. It's called In Search of Ancient Gods. I'll go through these pretty quickly. Kate Bush, The Kick Inside, the Canadian version. It's got a different cover. It's got like a Vogue color cover on it. The band Flash with Peter Banks. The album's called In the Can. A pre-Yes album by Steve Howe. A band was a psych band. They were called Tomorrow. Mike Oldfield, 5 Miles Out. Looking for that one. A nice copy of that. Hatfield in the North, The Rotters Club. Camel's first album with Pete Barton's. Con. The album's called Space Shanty. The band called Nectar. The name of the album is called Journey to the Center of the Eye. Tori Amos' first album. I want an OG of Why Can't Tori Read? The band called Caravan. The name of the album is called Waterloo Lily. I'd like to find a copy of that. Pretzel Logic, Steely Dan. I'd like to get a nice copy of that. And finally, Clutching at Straws, Marillion's fourth album they did with Fish. That's 12 here on my Grail list. So those are my upcoming grails, and I'm going to keep that list updated and let y'all know. But back to this 45. He said, "Oh, you like Canterbury music? Then you probably like Gong." So he went ahead and got me this 45, and it was only a couple bucks. And it's called "Opium for the People." Do you want to stay hooked? And the name of the it's from the band called Planet Gong. But it's the band, the progressive rock jazz band Gong. So that's pretty cool. I have to give that a listen. And then he had was in a thrift store, and then I looking at a bunch of old 78s. It was an old record player there. And I opened up the cabinet doors and started going through some 78s, and there was some Frank Sinatra in there, and Teresa Brewer, and just a whole bunch of people. And I saw this one. I said, I'm going to grab this one. It was only a quarter. It was Montana Slim, Hang the Key on the Bunkhouse Door. And this is a 78. These are pretty cool. This is my second one that I've picked up. Come to find out, it wasn't even in Discogs. It was in Discogs, but nobody had it up. Nobody had it. And I guess it ain't worth nothing. Whew. So there's a few things right there. Let me show you some CDs. I got a whole bunch. We'll run through these. This one here I got off of eBay. Tony Williams' Lifetime band. The album's called Emergency. And this is really good. If you like Tony Williams or Jean-Luc Ponty or John McLaughlin, and they all played with Tony Williams. Miles Davis played with Tony Williams. There's a bunch of people that played with him. This one here was there for a buck. This one here has got Peter Gabriel with the band called Deep Forest doing a song called While the Earth Sleeps. And this is from a movie that was 1995, I think it said. Yeah, Strange Days. I remember when this came out. I never saw it, but I remember seeing the ad on TV and stuff for it. But the Peter Gabriel song is on this. That's not available on one of his albums. Tori Amos' second album, Under the Pink. I think I got about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3. It's number 4. Phil Collins' album, Testify, one of the last albums he did. This is a really good album. If you like Phil Collins, I like this album. And I like, there's another one he did after that one. This one here I found at that store where I found the posters, and he had the Soft Machine. This is their their 4th and their 5th album. And I'm going to give these a listen to. Soft Machine. There's a nice CD. I was going through my CDs. I had all my CDs now put into Discogs, finally. And I found this one in there. I want to give this a listen. I've listened to it once or twice before. It's got Art Farmer, Paul Chambers, Sonny Clark, Cool Struttin'. This is a classic jazz album. Really good. Might listen to that tonight right after we get done here. And here we go with the weather report. Found this one, Heavy Weather. These were all mostly $1, unless I say otherwise. The other one, the one was a little bit more, the Soft Machine. But yeah, most of these are from Goodwill or Habitat for Humanity or Halifax or any of those places. Goodwill. Dream Theater, When Dreams and Day Unite. I found a whole collection of Dream Theater records, and it's on One Way. One Way remastered, redid a lot of the progressive rock albums. There's a Dream Theater one. Here's another one, Otmar Liebert, Live. Flamingo Guitars, another excellent album. If you see these in Goodwill, pick them up. They're like $1. And his whole catalog I've seen there just about bunches of times. I've seen Otmar Liebert stuff. This CD here is worth quite a bit of money. I saw it, looked it up in Discogs. Well, actually, I put them all in Discogs. 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, Dream Theater. It's a double album. These were all in perfect shape. They're beautiful. Cleaned them all up. Got Speak Now, Taylor Swift, CD and DVD. This little set was nice. These were all $1. Windham Hill piano sampler. Love Windham Hill. I never leave a Windham Hill CD behind. For $1. It's going home with me. Here's another Dream Theater album. This one here is called Once in a Lifetime. This is another double CD. For you Dream Theater fans out there, I cleaned up on Dream Theater. I think there was 5 or 6 of them. I grabbed them all. I got this one there, a change of seasons. I've listened to all these before, but I listened to them all on my Apple. I never actually owned the CDs or the vinyl. To buy these would be real expensive. Here's a nice Mojave Snow Orchestra with John McLaughlin. Visions of the Emerald Beyond. This completes my Mojave Snow, I believe. Michael Hedges CD, The Road to Return. Michael Hedges, a Windham Hill artist, excellent guitarist. I've shown some of his CDs before. This one here I've never seen in a while. This is the first time I ever saw one of these, that record. You see some of his other ones, but not that one. How about some King Crimson? I paid up for this. I think I paid $5 for this. This is live in Toronto. It's a double CD. Whew, so I got a few more to go here. How about Kate Bush, The Red Shoes? I used to have this one back in the day. Now I got it again. Supertramp, I paid $5 for this one. Some Things Never Change. It's one of their last albums I did. Roger Hodgkin's been gone a long time by now. And this came out back in '97. This is one of the last ones he did. He's pretty sick now from what I hear. Not Roger, Dave. Black Sabbath, Greatest Hits, 1970 to 1978. Seen this one there for $1. So I picked that one up. Tori Amos, To Venus and Back. One is live, one is studio. Double album. Tim Buckley. Found this one there for $1. I heard a lot of people in the VC talk about Tim Buckley. This CD wasn't in the best of shape, but I got her cleaned up pretty good. It looks probably needs another good cleaning before I throw it in the CD player. Last of the Mohegans. It's got a song on here from the band, Irish band called Clannad. And the song was I Will Find You. It's when they separate, when the Indian kills his girlfriend and the other girl and the other warriors and stuff, and then he goes off and then comes back. And what a movie. This is one of my top 5 movies of all time. Supernatural, Santana. This is what their big hit they had, Smooth. And that was with Rob Thomas. Maura Brennan from Clannad. This is one of her solo albums called Perfect Time. Another great album. Found this for $1. Found this next one for $1. John Scofield, Pat Metheny. You know I like Pat Metheny. I like John Scofield too. This album here is really good. And to find these for $1 a piece, it's crazy. Oh, Elton John. This one was $2. It's a double album. It's called Rare Masters. And there's a lot of cool songs on here I never even heard of. This song's got to be all stuff that was done before the Elton John album with Your Song. Been listening to some Chet Atkins lately. They had a record I found. This one here he did with Mark Knopfler, Neck to Neck. I scored big time this week. Derek and the Dominoes live at the Fillmore. Bobby Whitlock, Jim Gordon, Carl Riddle, Eric Clapton. Emerson Lake and Palmer, Pictures at an Exhibition. This is one CD I didn't have. I have original master on the vinyl on this. And then the last but not least, Pink Floyd Animals. I didn't have this on CD. I used to back in the day, but I don't anymore. So that was pretty cool to find those for $1 a piece. I left a bunch of them behind because I already have them. I didn't want to have a bunch of doubles. And then I found these records there. at the record store I went to. Sally Oldfield. The album's called Water Barrier. Man, what a great album this was. I put it on, and it sounded like her brother was playing with her, but I couldn't find his name on the record. Mike Oldfield, I couldn't find him on the record. But I've seen this album for years. I just never picked it up. Never really saw a copy of it until the other day. And I think I paid $5 for this. What a great album that is. Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits. This is the German pressing. And this is one of the records that guy said he left there at the record store. The guy that left the posters I was talking to you about. And he left this album there. And I paid $5 for that. Feeling Groovy, the Harper's Bazaar. Young bunch of guys, psych music, early psych. Feeling Groovy. That's the Simon and Garfunkel song. But this was $1. This was in the dollar bin. So I grabbed that. I heard somebody, might have been Mazzy. Somebody was talking about Harper's Bazaar. Deep Purple, Burn. This is a nice copy. I'm not sure why it was in the dollar bin, but it was in the dollar bin. So I grabbed it. I used to have this album back in the day. Now I got it again. And then this one here was $5 or $6. This is one of Joni Mitchell album that I didn't have. And this album is called Don Juan's Reckless Daughter. So now the only one I'm missing now is Mingus. The album that she did called Mingus, and her first 4 albums. Back in her, when she was doing lots of folk music. We got a few more records this show, and then I'll say goodnight. Spyro Gyra, Morning Dance. Was in a little thrift store, started looking through some records. Look what I found. Great jazz album. This is a great band. I have a lot of their CDs. Spyro Gyra. This was for $1. This was also with that same bunch. I must have looked through 100 records. Only 2 that I brought home, and they were $1 a piece. The Spirit of 67. Paul Revere and the Raiders. This is a 2i Columbia. Really nice shape for its age. Got a little bit of writing on here. But I didn't really recognize these songs. But once I hear them, I might recognize a couple of them. This might be their first album. I have to research that. Make sure these don't fall over. Found these at a thrift store. George Winston, Winter into Spring. This was $1. It's another Windham Hill artist, George Winston, that I really like. Really mellow. Got to have a certain mood for that. When you're ready to rock, you're ready to rock. But if you want to listen to some mellow music, put on some Windham Hill. Rick Wakeman, The 6 Wives of Henry VIII. Picked this up for $1. I already had a copy, but now I got 2. I wasn't going to leave it there for $1. Not Rick Wakeman. This one here was pretty cool. WKBW 30 Classics 30. And it's got songs like Cherish from the Association, Papa Got a Brand New Bag by James Brown, Dirty Water, Angel in the Morning, Yummy, 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 Leader of the Pack. Just a bunch of songs. Just 2 records in here. And each one's got like 7, 14. It's got like 30 songs. So there you go. I never saw this one before. Find another one. That's what Frank used to say on the American Pickers. John and Vangelis, The Friends of Mr. Cairo. I found the CD like 2 weeks ago at a Goodwill. And then I was at a Goodwill the other day and I found the album. Looks like it had never been played. This is John and Vangelis' second album they did together. Their first album was called Short Stories. They have about 5 of them. Every one of them is a masterpiece. So if you like John Anderson and you like Vangelis, you need to pick up their albums they did together. They're all wonderful. This one might be my favorite. I love that song, Friends of Mr. Cairo. I like the musical instrument, the hammered dulcimer. Found this album for $1. So I said, what the heck, I'll pick this up. And it's, so I haven't listened to this one yet either, but I will. I'll get a chance to play all these. I got them all in Discogs. I got that much. And then I found another copy of Whipped Cream and Other Delights. Can't have enough copies of this. I think I got 15 or 16 copies of it now. This was for $1. And this one here was a nice one. Didn't have it's got the brown label, A&M Records. I find at least 2 or 3 of these every month. And if it ain't that, it's Victory at Sea. So I'm always looking for those. We're looking at 20 minutes here. So I'm going to work on that psychedelic show for Tuesday night. I hope you enjoyed all of the finds. I was very busy. Hoping to be as busy this week so I can bring more stuff to show. And on Tuesday night, if I get those posters framed, I'm going to put them in the frames and then I'll hold them up so you guys can see them. They're pretty cool. If you like, I won't tell you what bands they are. We'll surprise you on Tuesday. So, I didn't show you the best record. Hang on one second. I got this one in the mail. This is one of my grails. Two Sides of Peter Banks. Peter Banks was the original guitar player for Yes. I've talked about him in the last couple of weeks. After leaving Yes, he had a band called Flash. Yep. So this is one of his solo albums, early solo albums. And this album here has Steve Hackett on it. Has Phil Collins. And it also has Jan Ackerman on it. And then the other two guys I don't know, Mike Howe and Ray Bennett. Oh, it also has Mr. John Wetton on there. The late John Wetton, bass player. Extraordinaire. Yeah. And there's Mr. Phil Collins down there. And there's Mr. Steve Hackett up here. And this album came out a long, long time ago. 1973. 1973. Great album. Two Sides of Peter Banks. If you get a chance, find a copy. I got this for $10 with postage paid, and it's in awesome shape. It's in beautiful condition. So that's this one. I'm going to go ahead and give a spin to here in just a minute. I haven't heard this album in a long, long time. That's it. That's all my records, and that's all my CDs and my 45s. I even showed 178. I thought I was going to find some 8-tracks to show you, but they didn't have it. There was a whole bin of them, but there was nothing there worth bringing home. So we'll talk to you later, and we'll see you Tuesday night. Everybody be good and be safe out there. This virus still going around, but just be careful with it and be safe. Take care, and we'll talk to you very soon. All right, bye for now.